Howdy, how are you doing? So, we've had a lot of fun with the last two videos I posted up, basically exposing the friendship issue between men and women, and needless to say, as predicted, most people disagreed. Mostly women though, as friendship with the male gender benefits females more than it benefits the male, as I explained in a previous video. This should come as no surprise to any of you because in some cases there are women that get most of the odd jobs around the house and favours done solely by various men that they're friends with, and also very likely sleeping with them. Personally, I label such behaviour as social prostitution, and I'm sure that many women are going to claim that they're exempt from this and they don't do this, but I couldn't care less because I'm privileged enough to say this and not give a fuck about the response and who I offend, because no woman that I'm even partially associated with behaves this way. Furthermore, no woman that would be the least bit offended by this holds any value to me at all. I'm also privileged not to be made to feel to do things for a female because she can use her charm on me with her pussy, because pussy beggarism is something that is lost with me. I personally can't be made to feel any compassion for such a person, male or female. It's also worth noting that things such as this will offend older women that have indeed made this a way of life for themselves, for whatever reason. But younger and less tarnished men and women that have not made such a full mistake of their life have the opportunity to take the advice that I give and see to it that they don't end up the same as the misdelusional social prostitute with 3 kids and toy boy living in a council flat and listens to funky house waste chick. Yes, indeed. If these women had the opportunity to know what I'm saying before they made such careless choices in life, they too would be okay. But due to their delusion, many couldn't humbly accept what I'm saying is true and still want to act like their current situation was all in their control. Yep. Anyway, moving on. I've got a particular gripe with guys that constantly complain about women in our society but offer no solution. This kind of man comes in a form of a guy that says he wants to start dating women from other countries due to his lack of tackling his issues with women. Now let me just make this clear that when I say issues with women, I mean the tendency to label women but unable to do anything but that. You see, I label women. I label men too. I label as much as the next person, but I also have a realistic way of dealing with the problem, even if you don't find it realistic. But people that do this are in a minority because many people feel comfortable with the status quo and mediocrity and just get on with it. So for example, a guy constantly babbling about girls being hoes, he'll still continue to procreate with one and have more kids with the same hoe or another hoe, thinking the problem maybe might go away. Maybe it will due to guys like me, but not due to guys like you, mate. Because you're clearly doing fuck all about it other than just trying to get your dick wet with more hoes. Back on topic, this guy suggests that running away from his problem by dealing with girls out of his circle and indeed the next country is a way of him dealing with this problem. He mentions that women over here are hoes and have issues and basically labels a huge majority of women over here unfit for dating and relationships alike, based on his own dislikes. Now I find this particularly infuriating, not because of what he's doing, but why. I mean, I sometimes do it. I deem many people unfit, but then at the same time, who am I to judge? Heavenly truth, that's who. But anyway, it seems to me that this running away that he's doing is his only solution to dealing with this problem. And it's not once occurred to him that the majority of these men, they all share the same attitude and that they're part of the cause. I see men abandoning women. And when I say men abandoning women, I don't mean men abandoning baby mothers. That's not what I mean. It goes a bit deeper than that. What I mean is abandoning female relatives. I mean, if every one of us men, every single one of us men were close to all of our female relatives, or as much as possible, and we were showing them an unbiased truth from our male perspective and our feelings that is uncompromised, we wouldn't have so many hoes today. I feel very strongly about this because a lot of guys, they're quick to tell you that they've got lots of female friends. It's almost like they're bragging, but either way, they tell us that they've got lots of them, lots of female friends in their circle. Yet, they're not nearly as close to an equal amount of females that they're actually related to. Why is that? I don't know. but I do know this is part of the reason why many women are the way they are today. Now, right now, today, we have a legion of women who seek male advice from all kinds of sources that just don't help. Magazines, TV programs, Tyra Banks, Oprah Winfrey and shit like that. But it gets worse. They're seeking advice from other men, but they're seeking advice from men that want to fuck them, as opposed to men that love them unconditionally because they're related. They've got the same mother and father, the same grandparents and what have you. Advice to a woman from her own brother is not going to be biased to the degree of him wanting to fuck her unless they practice incest. True or false? Why would any woman take dating advice from a man that you met at the Choice FM party in 2006? This guy is talking to you in the first place based upon your appearance, but now so many women today are accepting potential fuck buddies as a more valuable resource in their decision making more than their own flesh and blood. It's not funny. Guys that don't acquire a good relationship with their female relatives and then complain about the state of women in our society today are idiots and cowards. They're no different from soldiers that are scared to hold their corner on the front line and run like fools to the next utopia, hoping that the opposing soldiers just walk by when they find them and don't kill their asses. What will these men say when the problem is everywhere around them, when women are the same everywhere? Because it's likely to happen, isn't it? Where would they run to then? Is that when they're going to give up and just accept the hoish behaviour and get on with it? Or is this the part where they threaten to start dating other men and in fact turn gay instead of women? Because I mean, you've heard many a man threaten to go with a white girl because black girls are a certain way. I mean, would they do that? Guys like this will choose to go and fuck Dawn or Tracy because they was talking some sex talk on MSN, even while their own sister is at home heartbroken because her boyfriend dumped her. And they don't even know that her boyfriend dumped her because they didn't bother to call her just to randomly find out how she's doing because they're too concerned with getting laid elsewhere. This is the state of relationships between many brothers and sisters, and it becomes apparent that pussy is driving many a man stupid. It's making him forget his obligation. Personally, I see the relationship with any female relative a greater obligation than just simply getting laid. I'm not talking about a relationship, just getting laid. Because if a guy only had one girl, he wouldn't need to be so concerned about so many other people. If it's your girlfriend, she'll understand, you need to see your family, do whatever. Now, I'm sure it's very easy for most men to just agree to what I said there. I mean, no one's going to sit here and admit that they put pussy before their own family. But I'm going to ask this another way. Go through your phone and ask yourself, who were the last 5 people that you called? Or better yet, who were the last 5 females that you called? Are any of those 5 people your sister or your cousin or your niece or your aunt? And if it's not, and it's just a girl that you're fucking or whatever, or, how long did the conversation last? When you point it out like this is how we start breaking down why we're having this problem. Because there's many people out there, they've got relationships with females that they knew from college or wherever else, but they don't have an active relationship with the females in their family. That to me makes no sense. Now, if you feel that I'm talking about you, or this resembles anything in your life, ask yourself why. And I also put the same question to the females. Are you closer to a number of males outside of your family more than the actual males in your family? Because if so, why? And please, if you're using this word or this term and phrase, that, oh, he's like a brother to me, you need to learn right here that is disrespectful to your real brother. How can you sit here and tell us that some guy that you've known for however long is like a brother to you, yet you don't have a real relationship with your biological brother who came out of the same womb as you? I've known a couple females that said that about me, that I'm like a brother to them, and boy, judging by the way I talk, I'm sure you can imagine what kind of friendship that was. Anyway, let me make one thing very clear to anyone that feels targeted by the things I say on this channel. If you feel I'm talking about you, then yes, I most certainly am. And if you're offended, you're supposed to be.